So it is 5:30. We're going to give about 2 or 3 more minutes to allow people who are in the waiting room an opportunity to join. Try to be extremely respectful of everyone's time. So we're going to start in about 3 minutes. Thank you all. For those of you who are just logging in, we're going to start in about 2 minutes, giving people an opportunity to log in and clear the waiting room. So we're going to start at about 5:35. And if you have friends or family who are not able to view the recording, the presentation tonight for whatever reason, we will have it posted on our social media page and our website tomorrow. We're going to get started in 2 minutes. Okay. It is 5:30, so we will go ahead and get started. Try to be extremely respectful of everyone's time. So tonight's virtual community meeting, I will be the facilitator of this meeting. Of course, I'm Dr. Davis, superintendent. Mr. Gary Bailey is the voice you will hear as we do our virtual tours through our proposed new schools. So I want to make sure that I put his name here. Mr. Bailey is our head architect for our bond issue project. So of course, I always start with recognizing my board of trustees, board president, Reverend Thomas, vice president, Ms. Emma Golden, board secretary, Ms. Melanie Townsend, board member, Ms. Deborah Johnson, and board member, Ms. Evelyn Woods. So the purpose of this meeting, as I shared, is to provide you with updates on the bond issue, to dispel some of the myths and rumors that are out there that can a lot of times cause confusion, and to answer questions. I was hoping a lot more people would be on the call, but as I shared, it will be posted on our social media pages and on our website. It's always funny to me that the people who make all these ludicrous claims and false statements are rarely the ones who are in the meetings to get the facts. But we are going to share with you the facts this evening. So if you have any questions that you may have, please post them in the chat and they will be addressed at the end of the presentation. If I don't know the answer, I will try and find the answer and reach back out to you. At this point in the game, questions that you ask about the bond project will have to be answered for the most part by Mr. Bailey, our architect. So if you have questions that are not answered throughout this presentation, please, please, please put them in the chat and I will reach out to Mr. Bailey tonight and send him those questions and get back to you as soon as possible with an answer. So frequently asked questions. And I'm gonna go through several of these and I'm going to address each one, and then we will get into the virtual presentation of our proposed new schools. So will the two high schools be on the same schedule? Yes, the two high schools will be in the same bid package and they will have the same deadlines. Will the two high schools be equitable? Yes, although both existing schools are different, the quality and quantity of construction will be similar. Will there be new renovations or is it just a shell being placed over old buildings? I think this is one of the, yeah. So there will be new renovations. There will actually be buildings torn down. It would be a waste of taxpayers' money and a waste of our time to put a shell over existing old buildings. So I don't know where that fallacy came from, but that is not true. It will not be a shell. There will be actual construction, tear downs, and reconstruction, and you'll see that tonight. What will be at each new school? There will be major additions to Gentry High School, renovations to Gentry High School, major additions to Thomas Edwards High School, renovations to Thomas Edwards High School, secure entries to all the other existing schools, and new administration building, a new front, new entries, new lobbies, new interdisciplinary classrooms, expanded media center. The media center is the library, so expanded libraries, expanded intervention spaces, and new classrooms at both Gentry and at Thomas Edwards. What will be torn down at each school? At Gentry, all of the out-facing wings, all the out-facing classrooms will be torn down. They will be demolished and they will be rebuilt so that they're inside of a structured building. At Thomas Edwards, the whole front of Thomas Edwards will be torn down and rebuilt to include new classrooms, new administrative offices. At Gentry, we will also have a new front because they will have new administrative offices as well. So that goes back to, is it just a shell? There will be a lot of demolition taking place on both sites. Are we building in a flood zone? No. All new construction must be in non-flood areas. There will be new storm drainage to both schools. so that the water can properly drain on both sides. So we will not be in a flood zone. Will the sewage situation be addressed? Yes, major replacement and repair of existing sewer systems are planned for both sites. What type of construction is planned? High quality commercial construction of masonry, brick, steel frame. No prefab metal buildings will be used in the construction. And the answers to these questions are coming straight from Mr. Bailey. What will be done to the buildings, rooms that remain at both sites? All existing rooms that are not torn down will get complete renovations. New floors, new paints, complete new ceilings, completely renovated. So all rooms that are not brand new will be completely renovated to look brand new, so that there will be a seamless transition between what is brand new and what is existing. Are we fixing existing windows? Yes, we are replacing or renovating all old windows. Are we doing anything with parking? Yes, all existing parking will be repaired and repaved, and new spaces will be added at Thomas Edwards. Will children still be exposed to the elements at Gentry? No, students will no longer be exposed to the elements. The classrooms will be inside of a building. That's why we're having to tear down those out-facing classrooms and rebuild classrooms housed inside of the building. What will the other schools get? As I shared, all existing schools will get new secure entryways. What stage of the process are we in? Right now, we are in the design phase. And that's what you're going to see tonight, the proposed design for both Gentry and Thomas Edwards. When is the bid date? The proposed bid date is May 12th, 2022. When will bidding begin? I see I skipped to. When will bidding begin? Bidding will begin, I'm reading from mine. Bidding will begin in April. Bidding will begin in April. When will we advertise for the bids? Advertising will begin mid-April, and then the bid date is May 12th. When will we break ground? Potential groundbreaking is June 1st, 2022. Now, we're going to do some groundbreaking a little earlier with our ESSER projects, but the bond issue project, the official groundbreaking is June 1st, 2022. Where will the students go during construction? We've started to meet with Mr. Lakes at Thomas Edwards and Mr. Williams at Gentry to determine how we're going to phase this process in. Of course, children will have to be moved to other classrooms while buildings are being torn down. And as we build up new classrooms, we'll move children to those classrooms. So it's going to be a process, but we're going through the motions right now, making sure that we have classrooms and that we have adequate classrooms so that teaching and learning is not disrupted. It's going to be different, but we're going to make sure that our priority remains teaching and learning. Will students be virtual during construction? No, students will not be virtual during construction. The Mississippi Department of Education wouldn't even allow us to be virtual during construction. Children will be at school. And when will the project be finished? Project completion scheduled in a phased process of 2023-2024. So let's look at these projects. We'll start with Thomas Edwards.
Hi, this is Gary Bailey. I'm the architect for Sunflower County Consolidated School District, and I'm going to be showing you some three-dimensional images of the two high schools being planned for the district. The first of which is Thomas Edwards High School, which we're showing an exterior image of, which will set the tone for the whole front of the school building, creating major new entries and exterior facade images across the front of the building. I will then begin to lead you through the interior of the building. As you enter the building through the new entry, you'll be entering a secure vestibule that is not only a major lobby of the building, but it creates a secure space for visitors to enter and be allowed and processed into the building. To your left is the new cafeteria addition, and to the right is the new administrative area, which serves as secure entry. And this is the public lobby that will also serve as an entry to the gymnasium. As you can see back into the cafeteria, you'll have separate doors into the gymnasium and a new concessions area right off of the lobby. This is looking back into the lobby that eventually leads you down to the new academic area. As you enter through the new academic wing, it will be replacing the entire front of the existing building. There will be several new academic spaces creating classrooms that are state-of-the-art, interdisciplinary academic spaces for math, science, language, arts, and social studies. This is a view back into the existing building, and to your right will be the new academic spaces that also are interfaced with each other with sliding glass doors, allowing interdisciplinary learning. Looking back down other existing wings that tie into the new academic spaces, creating one secure building. As you continue down through the corridor, you'll get glimpses of these new academic spaces with glass walls onto the main corridor and flexible furniture. Continuing down at the end of the new wing will be the new media center that not only serves as a state-of-the-art media center, but also spaces for interventionists to do single and multiple student interventions with glass walls opening into each other, allowing flexibility and interactive student-to-teacher ratios, as well as access to the media center. This creating the main academic spaces of the building. It's leading back into the corridor that ties into the rest of the building. All of the remaining spaces will be renovated with full renovation so that all existing spaces will be similar to the new construction with tile, ceilings, finishes, doors, etc.
Okay, so that was a virtual rendition of Thomas Edwards, and now we will see what Gentry High School is proposed to look like.
Attached is the new rendering of the front of Gentry High School. This will create an entire new facade for the west side of the building, creating new entries and academic spaces, and creating a new image for the future of Gentry High School. As you enter the new lobby, you will see the new academic spaces to the left and the high space. You'll be entering through a new canopy to a secure vestibule, which serves as the main visitor entry for the building and the public lobby for the school. To the left will be the academic spaces, and to the right will be a new administrative area, which serves as a secure entry to the building. Entering through the lobby, you'll get glimpses back to the new interdisciplinary academic zones that leads you into a sub-lobby that is the control point for all academic spaces. From this point, the principal can see down all of the academic wings of the building with new classrooms oriented off of this major controlled space. As you enter down a new hallway past administration, you'll see new science labs that are interdisciplinary labs overlooking a new courtyard. This corridor continues to a secondary entry near the existing cafeteria, which is being expanded with a major addition shown here in the rendering. As you can see through the glass walls from the new space into the existing space, creating a better environment for dining for all students. The cafeteria opens back onto a new hallway that connects the new academic areas into the existing building. As you can see, there will be new furniture throughout the building, including the dining space. This is the corridor that leads from the new spaces, as you can see, into the courtyard here, which is an interior courtyard contained for security, but can be used for student access, leading back down toward the existing wings of the building. To the right is the existing cafeteria and kitchen, and at the end of this hallway is a connection to the gymnasium, which will have new entry elements that provide secure access into the gymnasium with full renovations of the gymnasium. These connections to all existing academic spaces will have renovations of the existing classrooms to match the quality of the new classrooms. This new corridor along the east side of the new construction connects the new building to the existing buildings so that most of the academic spaces, both new and existing, are within interior spaces, keeping kids in a safe and dry environment. To the left are the new academic wings of the building. To the right are the existing academic wings. At the end of this hallway is a new band hall that is renovated from existing space, creating dramatically larger band hall and expanded choral music areas. At the end of this hallway connects to a new student courtyard area that is contained within secure fencing at the north end of the campus and still connecting all of the wings of the building in a safe environment. This could be used for outdoor classrooms, outdoor activity spaces, and still be within a safe zone for control of all student access. As you can see, back to the tall space beyond is the new academic zone and the new classrooms on your left. This canopy connects back to the existing media center, which is being dramatically renovated to include new media space, which you will see in a minute. That also includes intervention classrooms that have glass walls that connect all of the existing spaces into new intervention spaces for students, from one student to multiple students at a time, sharing the media center environment. As you enter these doors, you will enter a new corridor off of the existing media center. This corridor ties back to the front entry to the building. On the left are additional new science labs along this new corridor that ties into the main sub-corridor. To the right is the new media center and intervention spaces I was alluding to. You'll notice the glass walls that provide access for each space to the other spaces to open them up into larger academic zones. Continuing down the hallway, you will lead back to the center control point, again, where principals can stand and see all of the major academic spaces and the new entry to the building. This high school will be a state-of-the-art facility. It matches the quality and content of Thomas Edwards and a first-class learning environment.
Okay, so you have seen the virtual renderings of both Thomas Edwards and Gentry High School. I had 2 questions in the chat that I responded to them in the chat, but I will certainly answer them. The first question was, why isn't there an oversight committee? Please provide a response tonight. Thanks for your timely response. And I asked if he would expound on that, and he said a collective body that ensures that there are no shortcuts. And my response is the board has hired a project manager to oversee this entire project. And our maintenance department is also a viable component of this process, and they are working with the architect in making sure that there are no shortcuts. We've had projects in our district before, to this person's point, where we have had people to try to take shortcuts. So we wanted to make sure that our maintenance department was working hand in hand with the architect and the people who will be on our campuses to make sure that we do not have any shortcuts at the completion of this project. As I shared, the board has hired a project manager whose expertise is overseeing large projects. So that is going to help us to make sure that our contractors are held accountable. Another question was, what are you going to do about the cafeteria and the food? That's a very good question. We're hoping that we're able to get the cafeterias done in the summer so that students will have access to them when they are in school. However, if the phasing does not allow for all of that to be done during the summer, we're going to have sack lunches. We're going to have to transport some lunches. At no time will our children not be fed. As I shared, it's going to be different, sometimes a bit inconvenienced, but we are going to make sure that our children are our top priority and that they are taken care of. As I shared, this presentation will be placed on our social media page, and it will be placed on our website. I know we've had a couple of people to just join. It was not a very long meeting, but I hope it was a very informative meeting. And I really hope that you all can serve as ambassadors and take the truth out into the communities about what the district is trying to do with this bond issue and how we're trying to improve the lives of our children in our communities. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your participation. And as I shared, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, and I will try to get those answers back to you as soon as I can get them. Thank you and have a great night.